Hi there, Joyce at Delightful Quilting and Sewing, a quilting dealer in Avon, New York. Today with Tech Tuesday, I want to focus on the quality of the stitching. When you look at something like the Dream Big panel here, and I'll focus in and so you can hopefully see the quality of the stitching that is on this panel. It's having trouble looking at the orange, I think. I picked orange because I don't like orange. That's a different story. But anyway, looking at the stitch quality that you see here, which was done with a computer system, there's some things to keep in mind when we think about computer systems and the speed at which we're actually stitching. The last few weeks I've been testing parameters, internal software parameters for QuiltMagine. This is some of the testing that I've done here and over here to try and reduce or eliminate the long stitches, which I'm getting closer at getting a solution for that for most everybody if they don't have an additional problem going on. And so one of the tests that I did was speed. How is the machine working as far as the speed goes? So I'm always doing it high speed, medium speed, slow speed with the stitching parameters. But one of the things that I wanted to point out, and this particular sample right here clearly shows what happens with speed. This one right here was done at a high speed with, all of these were about 12 stitches to the inch. And this one, if you look at it, has some very sloppy places. For example, right here in this curve, and in this curve here, you can see that it's not very smooth at all. Over here in this curve. Speed is the reason that it looks sloppy. Totally the reason that it looks sloppy. We're not talking about anything other, no other issues here. The points are okay for the most part, but in these curves, it's hard for the machine to keep up. And the same over here with medium speed. Now, if this pattern were stitched out, this is about a 5-inch pattern right here. If this pattern were stitched out at a full 12-inch quilt block size, speed might not play quite the factor in any of this because there's more time for the machine and for the computer system to do what it needs to do. So with the medium, right here, we still have some sloppy areas. Right here is one of them. Over here, it's a little bit sloppy as well. When you get over here to the slowest speed, this one is actually pretty good. This one area right here that was sloppy, you can see it over here in the medium, still a little bit sloppy, not sloppy here, not sloppy here. All of those sloppy areas that we saw over here, especially at high speed and some at medium speed, have been cleared up simply by slowing down the machine so that the system can do what it needs to do, is to move through these more detailed places of the pattern. So speed is not always a good thing. Sometimes we need to go slower just to get our whole system to cooperate the way we want it to. And this is not just a factor with QuiltMagine. This was quilted with QuiltMagine here, but I have an IQ system here as well because I'm an IQ dealer and I use IQ as well. And it does not matter whether it's an IQ system, whether it's a QuiltMagine system, or any other kind of robotic system. Speed will affect the quality of the results that you see when it stitches out. So when you get into these more detailed kinds of patterns, think about slowing down a little bit so that you get the maximum, the best stitching that you can out of your system to make it look the way that you want to see it. This I would call an excellent stitching of this pattern. And this is 5 inches, like I said, which is pretty small for this pattern, but yet at the slower speed it was able to stitch out these detail areas so that it looks very nice. So that's it for today's Tech Tuesday. Think about speed as it relates to the quality of your stitching when using your robotic system. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week on Tech Tuesday.